Hey everyone, it's Steve with CNY Hemp Processing, My Hemp Depot, 50 sheds of hay. No hotel room this time. Actually working from my home office. I did get a new camera. It's got one of those cool little light ring things on it, so we're trying that out. My kids think I'm ready for TikTok. I'm not ready for TikTok. I'm good. I can lip sing, but I can't dance. That's for sure. So, anyways, I wanted to talk a little bit about seed selection. It's March of 2021, and I feel like this is an important one to talk about because farmers need to know what to plant. You know what I mean? I'm going to cover a few things today, but one of the biggest things that I talk about when I present at different events and things like that is, you wouldn't. I mean, I'm in New York State, so you wouldn't plant like an orange grove in New York State because it's not going to grow. It's the same thing. Like you want to pick a cultivar that's going to grow in your area. You got to know how long your growing season is. You got to know what your hardiness zone is. Grain and fiber is a little bit easier to work with. If you're growing for cannabinoids, I mean, that's just a whole different animal because you have certain cultivars that will take a longer time or a shorter time until they're ready for harvest, and you really got to know like where you grow because you might like look at something that has a really high cultivar or a high CBD content, and that's great, but if it's still supposed to be growing into your frost, there's no point in growing it because you're not going to hit that profile. You're not going to hit those yields. You're not going to hit that cannabinoid content. So, and I mean, then that's the thing too. There's a lot of people that see a lot of money in CBD or cannabinoids, and you have to understand that there's a lot of costs that go into it. People talk about making $20,000 to $30,000 an acre, and that's great, but it's going to cost you another 20 to 30,000 just to make that. When you're looking at your seed costs, I mean, right now I think feminized seed, again, this is March 2021, so I think feminized seed is right around $3 a piece, which is, it is what it is, but when you're doing 1,500 to 1,800 plants per acre, that adds up pretty quick. And I mean, you're not going to plant those right in the ground. You can. I've seen people do it, but you're really going to want to start your own seedlings. So there's a lot of labor, there's a lot of time. Whether you got to put up a hothouse or you're going to do those indoors, and then you got to transition them, then you got to plant them. There's a lot that goes into that, and then your weed maintenance, your fertilizer costs. Then your harvesting, your drying, your curing, your trimming, your milling, and then you got to sell it to a processor, or you have to pay to have it processed to be able to make it into something, whether you're going to be doing isolate or distillate that can be sold to another processor. Which, if you don't know what isolate or distillate is, we'll talk about that in a later video, but right now I'm just talking about your seed selection. So, and the nice thing with grain and fiber is it's planted just like traditional farm stuff. I mean, you're going out with a grain drill. I mean, I've seen it done with a broadcast seeder. Just like you'd seed your lawn, well, a big one that goes on the back of a tractor. But I mean, anything's going to be bigger as far as agricultural equipment goes. But you know, um, it's planted similar to other agricultural commodities. It's harvested similar. Um, I mean, it just makes more sense. And I've seen a huge shift in the pricing. I know I talked before about a couple of price differences, but as far as things that have happened since the Farm Bill, I mean, it was. I saw hemp seed oil take a huge dive after the Farm Bill of the 2018 Farm Bill. Cannabinoids took a huge dive after that Farm Bill, but fiber prices did go up. And on that note, when we're talking about the profitability of different harvests or different crops, um, you know if you look at the margins for fiber, as far as what your input is and how much you get out of it, the margins are actually pretty good. Um, it's we'll say we'll just do a general, because you have a higher seeding rate for fiber because you want more plants per acre because you want them to support each other so they do longer lengths or tighter lengths of fiber, so then it's better for textiles. Where grain, you want it separated a little bit more so there's room for those seed heads. But basically, if you're planting more for fiber, you might be using less for fertilizer. So the costs are going to be pretty much the same. I mean, it's let's just say it's around $300 to $350 an acre just to go through the whole process. Whether it be in your planting, your seed cost, your fertilizer costs, your labor, your fuel, everything that it takes to go across, your supplies, whether it being harvesting for the round bales, the fiber for round bales, or running a combine across for the seed. Let's just call it about $300 to $350 an acre. It's going to be about the same. But when you're harvesting for fiber, now I mean I like I said, I compare it to other crops. But when you're harvesting for fiber, you could see around $800 to $1,000 an acre. Now, understand this is March of 2021, so prices could change, and this is a high grade fiber price that we're talking about here. So I mean, this price could change by fall. So don't quote me on that. If someone tries to come and get a contract, I mean, I can't guarantee those prices right now, but I'm just saying from previous years that's what we've looked at. So and again, I do compare it to a lot of other commodities. I mean, when I talk to farmers about growing fiber, I say, it's harvested similar to hay. It's not the same as hay. I mean, when I tell farmers that you need to let that lay out in the field for 38 to 41 days, they think, well, geez, I can't have it not rain for 38 to 41 days. And that's why it's similar to hay. It's not the same as hay. I mean, I would not want any of my hay to get rained on, but it's only out for 3 days and it just has to dry. So dry and cure a little bit. But, with hemp, you want it to get rained on. You also need to turn it over so it doesn't rot. But, so it's similar. When I talk about your planting or fertilizer needs, I compare it to corn. Hemp has a similar needs to corn. The amount of nitrogen and potassium that it takes per acre for that is pretty close to corn. I mean, it's not the same, but it's close. So that's kind of the easiest way to to compare that. But again, you when you plant, you have to know what you're trying to get out of it. I mean, and again, I'm in New York State. Our growing season is different than other parts of the country. I've seen some beautiful fiber in less than 30 days that read it out in 30 days, less than 30 days. So, but you have to choose the right cultivar. So I always try to help farmers make an educated decision as far as what cultivar would work best for them. So if you do have any questions or you have anything, I don't care what part of the country, what part of the world you live in, you can feel free, do a comment on this video. You can reach out to any of the companies that you want to. I'll put links in the descriptions. You can also call. We have a toll-free line. It's 1-833-247-HEMP. So that's 833-247-HEMP. I love that phone number. I made sure that I got that one. That was kind of a pat on my back when I was able to get that 24/7 hemp. And then we also do have information at cnyhempprocessing.com. There's another general question email that's justhemp247@gmail.com if you would prefer that way. But I'm more than happy to help. And so are my colleagues. I believe in transparency, and I want farmers to be a success. I want you guys to be a success, and I want to be a success. I mean, if you guys don't make it, then I'm not going to make it. I mean, who's going to grow for me if farmers don't grow for me? Granted, this year I'm planning on putting in 4 fields of hemp myself, primarily going to be grain and fiber cultivars. We'll do a little test plot with in collaboration with SUNY Morrisville for some research, of some cannabinoids. But, for the most part, we're going to focus on grain and fiber. But please reach out. Like, I mean, I would love to answer your questions. I'd love to do more videos to be able to help you guys out because, I mean, I'm not in it to get rich. If I was in it to get rich, I would have gotten out a long time ago. I'm just here to be a success and help everybody out. So thank you everybody for your time. And I hope that this gave you a little bit of information as far as what would be a good choice as far as, what to grow. I am working on some contracts with my Hemp Depot to be able to supply seeds for you guys. I do have a seedling license to start growing seedlings. I kind of wanted to see what the market does. I mean, right now there's a lot of people that are interested in CBG and CBN instead of CBD. So with all these different options as far as what to grow, I wanted to make sure that I was helping out the regular farmer and helping out the economy. I don't want to push to grow something that a farmer's just going to throw away. I've seen too many farmers get upset and want to just burn their harvest because they feel like they've been banging their head against the wall. And that's not what I want. I'm really here to help. Again, I would really love to see a lot of farmers start doing more fiber. I really think that this could be the future because they talk about hemp having 50,000 plus uses, and a lot of those uses are geared around fiber cultivars, whether it being textiles, construction materials, industrial uses. I mean, you can make batteries, graphene, insulation, there's so many wood products that are being replaced. We were doing heat pellets out of hemp. I mean, there's so many things that can be made out of hemp, and most of them are from fiber cultivars. And this is a great way to stimulate local economy and, a lot more United States products being made, grown and produced right here in the United States. I mean, it's really a win-win. So anyways, thank you everybody for your time. I'll look forward to doing another video. Like I said, comment, anything, just let me know what you think, and hopefully the new camera works out better. And again, I'm not planning on doing TikTok, but I don't know, maybe if they have some good, I don't know. We're not going to go there. Anyways, thank you so much for your time. Have a great day, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon.